Hi everyone, Justin Bannon here, and I'm here to talk to you about the Boson Metasystem. So Boson Metasystem is about boson moving from a protocol to a metasystem. Let's dive right in. Of course, we've got to stop by this amazing meme, thanks to the community for generating this. This is one of my faves. Okay, on to the metasystem. So the Boson Metasystem represents a significant expansion of our original vision. So we started out with Boson being a protocol enabling decentralized commerce for humans. And now we're moving to being a metasystem, so a system of systems enabling decentralized exchange of anything and for this to be for humans and AI. So let me explain what I mean by that. So by thing, we mean any physical real world asset, and that can include standard commerce assets, which have always been covered by Boson, but also extending to high value physical assets, things like high value art, jewelry, and then on to real estate and commodities. So really any physical real world asset. And by AI, we mean extending Boson to not just support humans, but now to support this sort of emerging paradigm of AI agents. So let's discuss the Boson Metasystem vision. So our vision is to build the civilization-scale infrastructure to enable the decentralized exchange of anything for humans and AI. So that really means any physical asset between any entity. And all of this will be orchestrated by and will drive value to the Boson token. So it's not only huge for the ecosystem as a whole, but also a major upgrade to the role of the Boson token. So let's start first with how we're extending Boson from commerce to all physical assets. Those of you who have been with us for a while will remember that the original vision for Boson was to be Web3's decentralized commerce layer. So Boson was designed to replace extractionary intermediaries like Amazon with code to enable fair exchange on the internet without needing to trust these sort of intermediaries. But this new expanded vision now enables the decentralized exchange of anything. So not just commerce items, but all of those things that you wouldn't traditionally be able to exchange using the likes of Amazon and eBay. So as I mentioned before, things like art, gold bars, high value assets, real estate, commodities. And so the technology that we've developed to enable this extension to all physical assets is Fermion. So Fermion Protocol is a protocol that enables the high value physical asset exchange. So as I mentioned, things like high value art, real estate, and then moving on to commodities. So to explain the role of Fermion, how that sits with Boson and the broader Boson metasystem, I've got this diagram here, and what you can see at the bottom is this boson-based tokenization layer. And this reflects the fact that no matter whether an asset gets exchanged via Fermion or by Boson, the boson is always going to be tokenizing, doing that initial tokenization. And so, with Fermion, Fermion is a separate protocol. It has a separate token, and it will have overlapping communities. So we've already enabled a stake drop for Boson token holders to stake Boson and receive one-to-one Fermion. And there are going to be lots of airdrops and reward opportunities for the Boson community to sort of get involved with the upcoming token sale for Fermion, and also the launch and integration of Fermion. And so what you see here is Boson for commerce and Fermion for these high value assets. And once again, reminder that all transactions on Fermion drive fees and value to the Boson token. Fermion is additive to Boson. And as a core part of the Boson metasystem, Fermion extends the demand and utility of Boson. So Boson will be involved in orchestrating more of the economy. And once again, to remind you that we're going to be having lots more Fermion-related airdrops and rewards for the Boson community. So in terms of the key features of Fermion, Fermion enables a higher level of verification. So Fermion uses trusted verifiers and custodians to verify the authenticity or quality of items that require that additional level of sort of verification. And with higher value items comes the requirement also to do fractionalization. So the $1 million Dolce & Gabbana glass suit is a great example of a high value asset that has been fractionalized by Fermion and can then be gifted to the community and used in activities and airdrops and have sort of kind of community ownership. And lastly, also Fermion has a significant incentivization mechanism to drive the tokenization of off-chain assets on-chain. So when you take Boson and Fermion together, they together extend the Boson Metasystem to tokenize and securely exchange any physical asset. And this, again, from standard commerce assets through high value, real estate and commodities. Let's just explain a little how Fermion works. So a seller will list an item on Fermion Protocol, and if a buyer likes the item, they will send their money to the protocol. The protocol will escrow the funds, and then that item will get sent to an independent trusted verifier. So let's give the example of, let's say you've got an expensive, second-hand Rolex watch. The verifier could be, for example, a Rolex authorized service center. Once the quality and authenticity is verified, the verifier will then send that item to a custodian. Of course, it could be the verifier themselves, but let's say in this instance that the Rolex watch went from an authorized Rolex service center and then went to our vault with Brinks. So here now you have that asset in custody, and immediately that the funds can now be released to the seller, and the buyer is issued with an NFT in lieu of this asset. And now, here comes the next stage. And note the difference here with Boson is this what we call costly verification and custody. So it works and is required for high value assets. And then we then get this optional stage of then fractionalizing. So now that this asset is secured, so for example, the D&G glass suit is secured at the headquarters of Dolce & Gabbana in Milan. Now we can fractionalize this suit, and multiple buyers can buy and trade these fractions. At some point, a buyout can be triggered, and all of these fractions can be recombined, and we can get a single owner again who can then take custody of the asset. So that's the sort of the life cycle of a Fermion asset. Okay, so let's look at how Boson extends from humans to humans and AI. So firstly, let's answer some background questions on why AI needs crypto. Well, with the current economy, humans rely heavily on making trust-based assessments of websites. They rely on reputation and legal systems, whereas AI agents need these sort of cryptographically verifiable guarantees. If you're going to delegate commerce to an AI agent, you're going to want to make sure that that agent's not going to get scammed, or it's not going to, it's going to either get the item or your money back. And that's exactly the guarantee that Boson provides. And so, AIs find it difficult to kind of engage with these human trust promises. And so what this technology enables is secure and trusted commerce in a world of agentic AI. And why AI agents need Boson technology specifically is we enable this trust minimized exchange for physical assets. And we have automated dispute resolution through algorithmic game theory. So it's a more robust way of exchanging physical assets, providing this strong verifiable guarantee that either the asset will be delivered or compensation will be paid. So what are we building in this space? Well, we can simplify the kind of technology that we're building into 3 layers. So one is verified commerce agents. So think of this as a complete agent that you could delegate buying items from. And this agent could then execute commerce transactions with full verification and trusted execution. So that's the whole agent themselves. But then there are lots of developers that are building agents themselves and may want to plug into a sort of a general purpose agent, a commerce agent module. And so that's the next level down, mid-level components offering this pre-assembled functionality. And then finally, the sort of verified commerce agent components for developers that want to just plug in this sort of execution protocol part. So they're building their own sophisticated commerce agent, excuse me, and they would like to just plug in the core components at that level. And then finally, let's talk about why crypto needs AI. So AI can provide. I mean, the major problem with crypto has been the complex user experience. I mean, crypto can be thought of as really as a back-end technology. It's far too powerful for a lot of users to be comfortable using. So AI can provide a seamless user experience by presenting sort of a natural language conversational interfaces to the users. So you can just say, hi Siri, I'm looking for a mountain bike. Can you find me some options? So very simply, talking to AI is the simplest user interface of all. But then that AI can then back into complex crypto systems. And so when you combine the two, you go from this super complex user experience to really easy to use for humans, and of course for AI using crypto is trivial. So overall, we see this new sort of wave of AI adoption, AI sort of agents sweeping away platforms and websites and becoming this new primary channel for interfacing with the internet. We see this as driving civilization scale adoption of boson technology. We're super excited to be pioneering this. And so the addition of decentralized AI commerce expands the Boson Metasystem scope from just human-mediated to human and AI-mediated commerce. Okay, so let's put everything together then. What we're talking about here is extending Boson from being a protocol to a metasystem, a system of systems. And so how this fits into the broader economy is that we see Boson as being this essential agentic AI commerce layer. And also, the primary player for bringing physical real world assets on chain, which is a huge part of what Professor Potts and I, in our recent academic paper, referred to as the computable economy. So we're extending Boson from a protocol to a metasystem, and we're going to be enabling the decentralized exchange of any physical asset for humans and AI agents. So let's look at that in a sort of diagrammatic form. If you look at this bottom left quadrant here, Boson started out as enabling human-mediated commerce for commerce physical real world assets, so replacing the likes of Amazon. With Fermion, we extend to human mediated commerce and high value assets, and if you note that it's still all underpinned by this Boson core tokenization layer. And now by adding Boson decentralized AI commerce layer above, we're now expanding to AI mediated. So we're enabling sort of any physical asset from commerce to high value physical real world assets. And we're enabling that for any entity, human or AI. So this is a sort of enormous scope for Boson's metasystem. And so what impact can this have in terms of the broader economy? Well, the thesis that I laid out with Professor Potts was that this provides, that blockchains provide a new substrate upon which the economy can kind of what we call compute commercial transactions. And so the technology that we're building is the technology to bring these off-chain assets on-chain with the same strong commitments that you get with native blockchain exchanges. So if I send you a Bitcoin, once that's in your wallet and you've got a certain number of confirmations, there is no way, no practical way for anyone to reverse that. And that is the same strong commitments that Boson extends to physical assets. And so all of this enables a more complex computable economy. And our thesis is that this complexity unlocks exponential wealth and a step change in human progress. So we are really building the new rails for the future computable economy. And of course, underpinning this whole Boson metasystem, the Boson token orchestrates and captures value from the potentially trillions in off-chain assets migrating on-chain. So that's all for today. Just to sum up, then, that the Boson metasystem is the civilization-scale infrastructure for the decentralized exchange of anything between humans and AI. Thank you very much.